Hello, dear friends. I'm so happy to be able to reach out to all of you. I hope that you are well and that you are taking the necessary precautions. And most importantly, I hope you are holding a space of hope. What I wanted to share with you in this video is an opportunity for us all to step into the space of gratitude. Gratitude takes on many forms. At different times in our lives, at different challenges throughout the surroundings that we inhabit, gratitude is often forgot, or it morphs and evolves and changes into something that becomes more of an afterthought or something that becomes routine in our existence. What I'd like to share with you today is the space of gratitude amidst these challenging times, allowing us to fill ourselves with not only the thoughts of gratitude, but also be able to fill ourselves with the feelings of gratitude, of being able to see, even within the darkest moments, that space of light that we help to nurture, we help to cultivate, and that also calls out in response and reciprocity back to us and welcomes us in its warm embrace. Gratitude is something that I think we struggle with oftentimes, or we often tend to revert back to what the standards are of what we think gratitude should look like. Now, what I mean by that when I say what gratitude should look like is I'm sure that we all have at one time or another engaged in a journaling of gratitude, perhaps a group that posted what they were grateful for, all of those things. And I think these are all very, very beneficial, but I think also sometimes we're not always completely present in what it is we are offering up as a space of gratitude. Being grateful for those that we love and those who return that love is an awesome, awesome thing, but it also is very much a go-to when we think of gratitude. Being grateful for something that we saw on our way to work that perhaps inspired us. I don't know, being grateful for the fact that we didn't have to wait as long in line when we were taking public transportation. Again, these are all awesome and valuable and valid things, but they're also a little bit more off the cuff. There are things that are very standard, being grateful for kindness, being grateful for love, being grateful for all of the standard go-tos. They're all wonderful, wonderful exercises. But what I would like us to do now is to dig a little bit more deeply, to actually engage ourselves in the experience of and the experiential of what gratitude means to each of us individually, and also what it means to us collectively, not only as a community, but also as a citizen of humanity itself, and all that that brings with it, good, bad, and indifferent. Some of the things that I would like to share with you in terms of gratitude and how you may wish to consider using it or thinking about it. I'm grateful for all of the healthcare workers that we have amidst this, in particular, COVID-19 pandemic, a space where there is so much uncertainty. Yet we are, and we should remain hopeful in the certainty that we as a species have survived so much more than this, that as challenging as this may be, we will find a way. Humanity always finds a way. So I am grateful for all of the healthcare workers who are in the midst of having to identify, having to take care of, having to calm, to soothe all of the healthcare workers who are working in the research laboratories to try to find vaccines that are of efficacy, and trying to do all of this amidst their own fears and pressures. I am grateful for the policies that so far have been set forth by our government. I may not agree, and often I don't, with many of those policies that are just randomly tossed about. But I think that in the midst of this crisis, and I will use that term crisis because it is to a large degree, I think that some of the policies that are being put into place are things that are going to be beneficial. Caution here is that we have to heed some of the precautions and some of the advice that is being given. So I am grateful that at this point in time, there is a collectivism and there is a vision of people coming together, corporations coming together, politicians coming together, communities coming together, that otherwise, in the midst of the political climate that we had prior to this, would have been disparate and very, very torn apart. So I am grateful for those policies, and I am grateful for the vision of those policy makers who are able to see beyond just what is the right action to do for themselves or for their own marginalized or actually entitled groups. I am grateful for all of the support and the efforts that I've seen amongst our community and others, the reach out that I have seen, the brilliant ideas of coming together in ways that are encouraging of social distancing. And in their places, we are seeing people stepping up to hosting Zoom parties, hosting Zoom cocktail hours, hosting FaceTimes, reaching out to those who may be shut in, finding new ways of communication, and using the brilliance of technology that we have, which I am also grateful for, which is making this post easy, much easier than otherwise might be enabled in some other settings. I am grateful for the health that I have. I am grateful for the immune system that I have, the body that I have. The immune systems that we have as human beings are absolutely incredible. They're amazing in what they can do. And regardless of what state your personal immune system may be in, you still have the benefit of your own body being able to activate itself, being able to work in accord with medications, being able to work in accord with therapeutics, being able to work in accord in such a way that its preeminent goal is one of survival. Primal instinct of humans is to survive. So I am most grateful to my immune system and my humanity as well. So my human system, if you want to put it that way. I am also grateful to those people who are reminding me of remaining grateful, that gratitude is something right now that we sorely need. It may not seem as though it's the first go-to. We're looking for distractions. We're looking for ways to remain calm. We're looking for ways that fear will not set in, that we are going to be lacking in supplies, that we're going to be lacking in funds, that we're going to be lacking. And I'm not saying that these are not realities. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that when you begin to cultivate an atmosphere of gratitude around yourself, then you begin to see more clearly the paths of action that may be taken in order to ensure that you will remain safe and you will remain calm and you will remain in a place that is in divine protection. So in making that last statement, I also want you to be perfectly clear that I am not saying that just simply mustering up all of my spiritual immunity and all of my spiritual devices are going to keep me clear and free. Obviously, we as humans have to also exercise common sense. So I am grateful for the common sense that flows through me. I am grateful for the space of time that I have to be able to quiet and still myself so that I can more clearly hear and see the courses that I need to take that will produce the most effective and productive outcome, not only for myself, but we as a collective consciousness. Gratitude is, and I leave that is and that statement blank. It's something for you to fill in for yourself. It's something that only you are aware of for yourself as to what the definition of gratitude is. One of the favorite teachers and sound healers that I like to listen to and work with a lot of what materials are put out there is someone by the name of Tom Kenyon. And I remember in many of the lectures that I listened to and in many of his recordings, he emphasized the space of gratitude, which is partially why I'm returning to this now. He emphasized it in such a way that allowing ourselves to draw down the elixirs that are spiritually and ephemerally created by cultivating that space of gratitude replenishes, renews, and restores our being. All states of our being, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health. You fill in the blanks for whatever else you wish to put in that place. But by cultivating and regularly cultivating a space of gratitude for ourselves, it enables us to become a buoy that rides the current of anything that is thrown our way, whether it be the calm, beautiful, sunny seas or the turbulent oceans that arise at different points in our life and in our lifetimes, quite frankly. Another statement that he made at one point that I thought was very, very interesting because I really had never thought of it in this perspective was the fact that in instructing people to cultivate a space of awareness of gratitude, and often this would include something such as having the individual return to a space that they were abundantly joyous and something that they felt great gratitude for. There are very, very many people who actually do not consider themselves to have much to be grateful for. They don't really have memories of something that they actively can call up as a space of gratitude. And Tom, also being a licensed clinical psychologist and someone who also, before a lot of his spiritual work, did much work in the field of brain research and how our brains work and the different states of energy and all. He said that actually the state of mind or state of brainwave that is gratitude doesn't really recognize whether or not the event that you are recreating to also fill your own being with gratitude has actually a real component to it or not. That it may or may not even be something that actually did happen. Your brain does not differentiate between what is true and what is not true. It just simply responds to this way of moving the energy through your neurological system in a way that is consistent with what we would consider to be a space of gratitude. So with that explanation, what his recommendation was, that if you really felt that there was nothing you could recall actively, that for whatever reason at this moment in time you felt grateful for, to create something. What would your ideal of a grateful situation look like? If you could recreate even the scenario that you had been grateful for and enhance it in a way that would exhibit and exude more gratitude emanating from your being, what would that thing be? We are creative beings. We have vast limitlessness of creative potential within us. So what we're going to do and how I'm going to end this with you all is I'm just going to take you through a moment or two of a little exercise of creating gratitude. It's a beautiful way of incorporating into your day a space of respite. It does not have to have a meditative or contemplative component to it. If you wish to enfold this into a regular meditative practice that you have, that's wonderful. That could be your focus or your intention at some point of it, but it doesn't have to be. It can be as simple as sitting somewhere quietly for 3 minutes and just drawing up this image that you have created of something that you are grateful for, and allowing all of that energy to fill you. And trust me, it will fill your heart center. It will fill your mental capacity. It will fill that inner screen of visionary manifestation that we all have within us. And what erupts, and yes, I'm using that word, what erupts from that and evolves from that is a bathing of all of your being, all of your bodies, all of your wholeness, all of the parts of yourself are bathed in this feeling, this immense satisfaction, this immense place of joy, of respite, of calm, of power that's within us all. So when we switch to this section, which is going to be very shortly, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to do this little meditative path working, whatever, however you would like to call it up. When we begin this process, I'm also going to remind you that you can be as creative as you wish with this exercise that we're going to do. The important thing, my friends, is that I really want you to feel whole in all of your parts. I want you to feel enabled and empowered. And more than anything, I want you to feel gratitude and be open and aware of all of the beauty that is surrounding you, all of the choices, all that you have in your own life that you truly can use in an act of reciprocity and grace, in bringing to yourself exactly what you need at the time that you need it, for the highest good of all and with harm to none. So let's just take a moment. We're going to take a few nice deep breaths, and then I'm going to shift the screen, and I want you to just simply focus on the beauty of the image that I'm presenting to you, and on the sounds, and on the voice, and on the wings of gratitude, of healing, and of peace. Let's take a few breaths now, setting the intention of creating and bathing ourselves in the gratitude that will promote healing, serenity, calm, and peace. Simply allow yourself to move into the center of this image. The image of the blue lotus, the quartz crystal, the pyramid, and the 4 points, also of quartz. Rose quartz of healing, rose quartz of joy, and the light of the candles behind, illuminating, awakening. Allow yourself to settle in more deeply. More deeply into the space of comfort and relaxation. The energy of the rose quartz reaching out, enveloping you, providing safe haven. Breathe in a little more deeply now, for you are in a space of calm and of peace. You are in a space of opening to receive, and also in a space of being able to offer up gratitude, generating enough that you may share it with those who are in the most need. Breathe a little deeper still now. Feel the energy of this quartz sphere moving, expanding, placing your awareness in the very center, the very heart of it. Feelings of integration and wholeness. Feelings of calm and serenity and joy bubble up within you. And in this safe haven and this sphere of calm, I want you now to pull into all of your being the vision, the feeling, the imaginings of a time when gratitude filled every cell of your being. It may be any time or event that you wish. That is of no matter. The important thing is that this image is so clear, so profound, that the feelings that you had at the moment of its imagining and re-envisioning well up within all of your being. Your heart center floods and fills with joy. with gratitude that is so expressive and so filled with love and with awakening that it is almost too much to bear. As these feelings bubble up and your heart center opens, the energy floods through the space of your throat. And you recall, or you may even utter now, words of thanks and gratitude, words of joy and encouragement, words of peace and hope and healing. All of these words interacting, interwoven with the vibration of creation itself, weaving and creating new patterns, new paths, new joys. This energy builds and weaves about you, reaching into every cell of your being. And it moves up into your brain center, up into the neurological endings and beginnings, up into the thought patterns, up into the immune system that is created, renewed, up into all that animates you. And you and these images of you in this state of gratitude fill the visionscape of your mind, creating new networks of communication, new ways of being. It stimulates the endocrine system, and the endorphins run through you, and you feel alive and flushed with the potency and power, the gratitude. You breathe in, inhaling all that is of joy and peace and hope and calm. And you exhale out, and it fills every cell of your being. And you find that this energy is so strong and so potent that it rises up through your crown chakra, up into your transpersonal, up into the higher state of your being, informing, nourishing, quickening. And at its moment and point of contact, it is as though a light switch has been turned on. The light is vibrant. The energy is palpable. The current is strong. Clarity runs through you. Sureness runs through you. And in this space of gratitude, manifesting and enlivening that which is your higher self, which holds all of the truths and holds all that is possible within its space, a burst of light and droplets and points of this light cascade down around you, move strongly as a current of force and light and life within you, and the feeling is sublime, and the reciprocity of gratitude moves in a completed circuit, informing all of your parts. You breathe into this space, the energy commingling with you corporeal, you ephemeral, you spiritual, you in all of your beauty and all of your divinity. And as you begin to exhale, streams of this energy are sent with intention out into the collective so that all may benefit, so that we as community, we as humanity may become as one in a journey of gratitude that has the power to transform and transcend anything. Networks of connection opening up. Send this life and this love and this energy to those that need it most. There is no lack of stream. There is no lack of power or potential. It will not be depleted. For each act of gratitude informs and enlivens all others. See this webbing, this networking, reaching out beyond those that are within your community and within your circle of knowing, reaching out to extend across state lines, across borders, across oceans, reaching out and spreading across the entirety of this planet itself, being drawn upon by those who need it most, and being enriched by those like yourself who have the power, who have the self-awareness to generate this magnitude of creation and gratitude. And inhaling now, you draw the magnificence of this power back into the center of your own being. You feel the quickening within you, the awakening. Take a moment to allow all parts of your being to absorb what they need. And with one more exhalation, hold the intention of sending this gratitude out and back to your higher self, keeping the line of connection open. I want you to focus now on this quartz sphere, this rose quartz of life and energy and healing. And really look at it. Breathing more deeply in and out, pulling your consciousness out and away from it, but yet remaining and holding the memory of what this experience of gratitude has been for you. I hope that you will return to exploring this. I hope that you will build and generate and use this in all of your workings. And I hope more than anything that you realize how grateful I am to have all of you in my life and part of my community. Until we meet again, my dear friends, please stay well, and please continue to hold the space of gratitude for all that surrounds you. Blessed be.